What if I told you that being surrounded by people can sometimes feel lonelier than sitting in silence? That loneliness isn't about being alone, it's about being unseen, unheard, unvalued. Most of us run from solitude, as if silence will swallow us whole. But what if? Solitude is not a prison. What if it's a sanctuary? In this journey, Renuka Gavrani doesn't just explore loneliness, she shatters it. She shows us how solitude can transform into strength, creativity, and peace. Get ready, because what you're about to hear might just change the way you look at being alone forever. Hello, everyone. Hi, all, and welcome to Book Podcast Zone. I'm Emma, and I am absolutely captivated by the wisdom we're about to explore today. This deep dive into the power of solitude feels incredibly timely, almost like discovering a forgotten skill that's vital for navigating modern life. It feels necessary somehow.
And I'm John, equally fascinated to delve into Renuka Gavrani's transformative work, The Art of Being Alone. Solitude is my home. Loneliness was my cage. What truly intrigues me about Gavrani's perspective is how it fundamentally challenges our deeply ingrained societal norms. We're often told that connection is the ultimate goal, but she invites us to question what true connection really means, and, perhaps more importantly, where it truly originates.
Yeah.
It's a fundamental question, really.
It's a profound shift, isn't it? Renuka Gavrani truly acts as our insightful guide, inviting us on this journey. Her book doesn't just promise, it delivers a pathway to transform loneliness, a feeling so many of us grapple with, from a suffocating trap into a truly welcoming sanctuary. It's a bold premise, especially when our world often feels like it's constantly pushing us towards external validation and a relentless pursuit of connection.
It is, yeah. And Gavrani dives straight into this by confronting what she terms the world's noisy obsession with constant connection. Just think about your daily life. Our calendars are packed, our phones are incessantly buzzing with notifications, social media feeds are endless.
They're totally endless.
And yet, paradoxically, many of us report feeling more disconnected and isolated than ever before. It's a real paradox of our times. Gavrani's radical proposal is to reclaim alone time, not as a punishment or a void to be filled, but as a genuine superpower. Her core argument hinges on a crucial distinction, true solitude versus the pain of isolation. Isolation, as she defines it, is a state of unwanted separation, a feeling of being cut off and longing for connection that isn't there. You feel adrift. Solitude, by contrast, is a chosen state, a deliberate, peaceful engagement with oneself where aloneness becomes a source of nourishment and self-discovery. It's about agency, about choosing to be with yourself.
That distinction is absolutely pivotal. It reframes the entire conversation from something we might try to escape into something we intentionally seek out. It's not about becoming a hermit, is it?
Not at all.
It's about discerning between noise and true connection and understanding that some of the most profound of connections can be with yourself, that inner connection.
Exactly. And this message couldn't be more relevant, especially in our post-pandemic 2025 world. We've witnessed a seismic shift, for instance, towards remote work, which, while offering flexibility, has often inadvertently spiked feelings of disconnection. We're on endless Zoom calls, seeing faces on screens.
Right, the Zoom fatigue is real.
Oh, totally. But we frequently feel more isolated than if we were truly alone, without the pretense of digital company. Gavrani provides a really insightful analysis of how society has subtly, wired us to fear being alone. It's often painted as a defect, a sign of being unpopular or even unloved, as if there's something wrong with a person who chooses to spend time by themselves.
There's definitely a stigma sometimes.
There is. And this deep-seated societal conditioning has profound implications for individual well-being, actively pushing us away from what could actually be a powerful source of inner strength, resilience, and profound peace. She argues that this fear isn't inherent. It's learned, and therefore it can be unlearned. We can actually rewire that fear.
And that's precisely why this deep dive is so crucial for anyone listening. Gavrani isn't just offering a theory, she promises a roadmap to freedom from this deeply ingrained, often subconscious fear. For anyone feeling overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information that bombards us daily, the constant demands of social media, or just the relentless pressure to always be on and visibly connected.
Which is so many of us.
It really is. This deep dive offers a powerful, much-needed antidote. It's about finding that deep inner calm amidst the chaos, rediscovering a quiet strength that doesn't depend on external validation. It's about remembering that the most important connection we can foster is the one within, finding that home inside. Okay, so as we embark on this journey with Renuka Gavrani, our first stop is a really provocative one, and it challenges something I think many of us have subconsciously bought into. Chapter 1 is called Stop Romanticizing Loneliness.
It truly is a direct and, I think, a necessary challenge. Gavrani urges us to vividly imagine chasing these fairy tale rescues, where we glamorize loneliness as this temporary, almost poetic state.
Like being the sad protagonist waiting for Act Two.
Exactly. A dramatic pause before some hero, whether it's a romantic partner, a dream job, or a perfect friend group, swoops in to make everything right. But she strips away this illusion, exposing it as a dramatic trap, warning us emphatically that this mindset doesn't actually heal our core wounds. It doesn't fix the underlying issue. Instead, it only deepens our hurt and, more dangerously, fosters a crippling dependency on external forces for our happiness.
That makes sense. You're always waiting for something outside yourself.
Precisely. One of her absolute key ideas here is the vital importance of absolutely breaking free from these fantasies that tie our happiness to the actions or presence of others. She passionately calls for us to foster self-reliance, to truly build happiness, contentment, and a sense of completeness from within ourselves. This isn't just about coping when you're alone. It's about thriving independently, full stop.
It's a tough pill to swallow, isn't it? Because it feels so utterly ingrained in our collective stories and narratives from childhood fairy tales.
The Disney movies.
Right. To blockbuster movies, we see this narrative of incompleteness until the one arrives everywhere. And it can be hard to even recognize it as a trap. It feels normal.
Absolutely. Gavrani provides a really insightful analysis of how deeply media and pop culture influence this romanticized view. Think about the pervasive narrative in Hollywood rom-coms, how many of them portray the protagonist as fundamentally incomplete, unfulfilled, or even a bit quirky and sad.
Until Mr. and Miss Right shows up.
Exactly, until they find their other half. It's the ultimate narrative arc. Or consider viral TikTok trends prevalent in 2025, which often inadvertently perpetuate illusions of dependency. You'll see videos about manifesting your soulmate that focus almost exclusively on attracting an external savior rather than cultivating internal wholeness or happiness first.
Oh, I've seen those. It's all about the external fix.
It is. And a prime example in U.S. pop culture would be, say, the Bachelor franchise. For decades, this show has consistently depicted loneliness or dissatisfaction as a temporary dramatic state
Highly dramatic.
that culminates in a grand romantic rescue, reinforcing the idea that finding a partner is the ultimate, almost magical solution to all emotional voids. It's a very powerful and pervasive narrative that Gavrani seeks to dismantle. She's saying, wait a minute, that's not the whole picture.
That's a powerful point, and it's not just new media either. It truly echoes across time. It feels ancient, almost.
No, it's far from new. Historically, Gavrani points to age-old myths, like the knight in shining armor stories, which have resonated through centuries and continue to unconsciously shape our expectations for how our own lives should unfold.
The damsel in distress.
Exactly. Waiting to be saved. It's a powerful, comforting fantasy. But what Gavrani does is brilliant. She flips this narrative on its head, using these historical echoes not to validate the fantasy, but to empower modern listeners. She particularly addresses those facing contemporary challenges like app-driven dating burnout. Think about it here in the US. Endless swiping, superficial profiles, ghosting can leave people feeling even more depleted and dependent on finding that one person to fix their perceived loneliness.
It's exhausting. And it reinforces that feeling of lack.
Totally. It's a modern reversal that decisively shifts the power back to the individual, saying, you are the hero of your own story, and you don't need rescuing.
Yeah.
It's about cultivating an inner abundance, so you come to relationships from a place of wholeness, not from need.
This resonates so deeply. I think many of us, myself included, have been there, consciously or unconsciously, waiting for that person, that perfect job, or that big event to magically fill a void within us. When I reflect on personal experiences, I realize how much energy I used to pour into external validation, believing that if I just found the right group, the right partner, or achieved a certain milestone, my internal discomfort, that sense of incompleteness, would just magically disappear.
You've all been there, I think.
Yeah. It's a pitfall that can lead to immense disappointment because, as Gavrani so clearly points out, no external force can truly fill an internal space that needs to be cultivated from within. That work has to happen inside. So I invite you, our listener, to consider. Have you ever fallen into this trap of romanticizing loneliness? What did it feel like when you realized that external solutions weren't actually solving the internal problem? What was the true cost of holding on to that romanticized view of loneliness? It's a powerful self-inquiry. If you're finding value in this deep dive, please remember to like, subscribe, and share for more profound insights. Let's move on to uncovering your authentic self. Following that crucial call to stop romanticizing loneliness, our next chapter, The Pain of Hiding Your True Self, delves into an incredibly emotional core. It's about the profound agony of wearing a mask and the devastating impact that has on our very sense of self.
Mm. Yeah, Gavrani lays bare the heart-wrenching reality of this experience. She describes the weight of a mask that is simply too heavy, too tight. Yeah, constantly squeezing out your real spark, your genuine personality. This act of burying your authentic self, whether it's just to blend in, to avoid judgment, or to meet others' expectations, she argues, inevitably leads to a lonely void even in crowds. You might be surrounded by people, literally shoulder to shoulder in a bustling city, but if they don't know or can't see the real you,
Then you're invisible in a way.
you are still profoundly and uniquely alone. Gavrani views this self-betrayal, this act of disconnecting from your inner truth, as the absolute root of loneliness. She makes it unequivocally clear that the healing process, the journey back to genuine connection, must start by peeling back layers.
Which sounds painful.
It can be, often uncomfortable ones, yeah,
Hmm.
but it's necessary to reconnect with that true inner self that's been hidden away. That's where the real healing begins.
That's such a powerful image. The mask squeezing out your spark. It makes so much intuitive sense why hiding who you are would lead to loneliness, even when you're physically surrounded by people who might genuinely care for you, but only know the persona you present. They don't know you.
Precisely. Renuka Gavrani draws heavily from her own struggles and experiences to offer a really insightful analysis of how pervasive societal pressures amplify this pain of hiding. Think about the pressure to fit into often rigid normal boxes at work, particularly within corporate hustle culture, that environment we see so much in the U.S.
Oh, absolutely. The pressure to perform constantly.
Right. This culture often implicitly demands a performative persona of endless energy, unwavering optimism, and constant availability, regardless of how you truly feel inside. Employees might suppress anxieties or exhaustion to appear resilient, appear like they've got it all together.
And that leads to that deep sense of inauthenticity.
Totally. Or consider the meticulous curation of lives on social media platforms. For young adults especially, but really for people of all ages, there's immense pressure to present a perfect or aspirational version of themselves on Instagram or TikTok.
The highlight reel.
Exactly. Often through heavily filtered photos and carefully crafted captions. You might even hear the term Finsta, a portmanteau of fake and Instagram, which is a secondary, often more private Instagram account used to share more authentic, unvarnished content with a select group of close friends.
The fact that Finstas exist says a lot, doesn't it?
It really does. This phenomenon itself highlights the disconnect between one's curated public persona and their authentic, often messy reality, leaving millions feeling profoundly unseen and alone despite constant digital connection. They're connected to an audience, yes, but not truly connected to themselves or seen by others.
It's almost like we're constantly performing for an audience that doesn't actually exist in the way we imagine it, or at least doesn't know the real us, just the polished version.
Exactly. And this isn't a new phenomenon unique to our digital age. Gavrani offers a contextual nod to existential thinkers from the 20th century, philosophers like Jean-Paul Sartre or Albert Camus.
The heavy hitters.
Yeah, who decades ago warned presciently about the dangers of losing oneself in the crowd, of conforming so much that you cease to exist as a distinct, authentic individual. Sartre's concept of bad faith, for instance, describes how individuals might deny their radical freedom and responsibility by conforming to social roles or external expectations, thereby living inauthentically. You're basically playing a part instead of living your life.
Pretending to be something you're not.
Right. And Camus' philosophy of the absurd highlights the human desire for meaning in an indifferent universe, and how we might try to escape this discomfort by losing ourselves in collective illusions or societal norms. Gavrani connects this timeless warning directly to today's influencer culture, highlighting how these carefully curated lives on platforms like Instagram leave millions feeling unseen and alone. They're constantly connected, constantly presenting. Performing, exactly. But the genuine self remains hidden, starved for true recognition, leading to that deep, lonely void she speaks of. It's an internal starvation.
It takes immense courage to even consider removing that mask, especially when you've worn it for so long that it feels like a second skin, or even your true face. It feels safe in a weird way.
It can, yeah, it's familiar.
But the freedom it promises, the freedom to truly breathe, to feel seen for who you really are, flaws, quirks, and all, sounds truly liberating. It sounds like coming home to yourself. For you, the listener, I invite you to consider. Can you identify any areas in your life where you might be subtly or perhaps overtly hiding your true self? What do you perceive to be the cost of doing so? What's the emotional weight of that mask you might be carrying? And how might it be contributing to a sense of loneliness, even when you're not alone? If you're finding this exploration valuable, please remember to like, subscribe, and share for more profound insights. Let's move on to uncovering your authentic self. Okay, so following the crucial pain points of hiding our true selves, this next chapter, How to Be You, truly feels like a thrilling rebirth. It's all about stepping into your authentic self with confidence, joy, and unapologetic self-acceptance.
It absolutely is.
Hmm.
Gavrani frames it as a transformative process, like shedding old, ill-fitting skins to reveal your vibrant true core. It sounds almost like metamorphosis.
I like that.
She provides incredibly practical guidance on truly embracing your quirks, your unique values, and your deepest desires without apology or hesitation. Her methods are designed to transform self-doubt, that persistent inner critic we all know,
Whoa, too well.
into genuine self-love, a powerful and unwavering inner advocate. Her key ideas here are multifaceted and profound. First, she emphasizes the absolute necessity of honest self-reflection. This isn't just a superficial glance in the mirror, but a deep, often uncomfortable, yet ultimately liberating introspection to truly understand your true nature, what makes you uniquely you beneath all the layers of societal expectation. You gotta dig deep.
It's work, but necessary work.
Definitely. Secondly, and vitally, she focuses on accepting flaws as strengths. This involves a radical redefinition of what we might perceive as imperfections, reframing them as unique attributes that add depth, character, and individuality to who you are. They make you you.
Instead of hiding them, you embrace them.
Exactly. Ultimately, this profound self-acceptance, she argues, is the absolute bedrock, building an unshakable foundation for truly joyful solitude. It's the prerequisite for making peace with being alone, for finding comfort in your own skin.
So it's not about becoming some idealized, flawless version of ourselves, some airbrushed picture,
No, not at all.
but rather a more honest, more integrated, and therefore more authentic one, embracing all that we are, the light and the shadows, the whole package.
Precisely. Renuka Gavrani provides deeply insightful analysis on the pervasive societal pressure to ditch the good person facade, that manufactured persona often pushed by family expectations, cultural norms, or even professional environments. She illustrates this with candid examples from her own life stories, demonstrating the immense freedom that comes from letting go of the exhausting need to constantly meet external expectations.
That sounds incredibly freeing.
It is. For instance, in the U.S., many individuals face intense family pressure to pursue specific, often high-status career paths like becoming a doctor or a lawyer.
The sensible choices.
Right. Even if their true passions lie elsewhere, perhaps in the arts or entrepreneurship or something completely different. This societal norm around success, often inextricably linked to financial security and perceived status, can lead people to adopt a persona or pursue a lifestyle that isn't true to their deepest desires, simply to fulfill these ingrained expectations. Gavrani's powerful message is about actively breaking free from such molds, allowing your intrinsic desires, your inner compass, to guide your path.
That's incredibly relatable. So many of us at some point have felt that push, that silent expectation to conform to a path that isn't authentically ours. It's almost a relief to hear someone articulate the weight of that pressure.
And this wisdom isn't new. It has deep roots. Contextually, Gavrani ties this powerful insight to timeless wisdom from Eastern philosophies, specifically mentioning mindfulness practices.
Ah, like meditation and awareness.
Exactly. These ancient practices, originating from traditions like Buddhism, have long emphasized self-awareness, living authentically in the present moment, and accepting oneself unconditionally, flaws and all. The path to enlightenment, in many of these traditions, begins with self-knowledge and self-acceptance. Knowing thyself. Gavrani brilliantly updates this ancient wisdom for 2025's fast-paced world, where, ironically, AI therapy apps are booming, offering seemingly quick fixes and external solutions to complex internal issues.
Right, like there's an app for inner peace.
Kind of, yeah. But as she points out, true self-acceptance remains rare. This highlights the persistent, indeed growing human need for genuine inner work that no algorithm or app can fully replicate. It's a testament to the enduring power of introspection over external validation. You can't shortcut this stuff.
I am genuinely enthusiastic about the concept of radical self-acceptance. It's truly liberating to consider living a life where you don't feel the need to apologize for who you are, for your unique way of seeing the world, or for your particular passions. The power and peace that come from that. Wow, it feels immense, like putting down a heavy backpack you didn't even realize you were carrying.
That's a great analogy.
For you, our listener, I invite you to reflect on one quirk you have. Something you might have once considered a flaw or tried to hide, but that you can choose to embrace today. Just one thing. How might that small yet profound shift in perspective begin to liberate you and move you closer to your most authentic self? Every chapter in Renuka Gavrani's work brings us closer to a profound and transformative shift in how we relate to ourselves and the world. If you're finding this exploration valuable, please remember to like, subscribe, and share for more enriching discussions. Next, let's truly fall in love with being alone. This chapter, The Love for Solitude, beautifully sets the scene, inviting us into a new relationship with being alone. It's about stepping into what feels like a cozy haven, where being alone doesn't feel like isolation or a punishment.
Which is how we often frame it.
Exactly, but rather like a warm, comforting hug from your most cherished companion, yourself.
That's Renuka Gavrani's enchanting and revolutionary vision indeed. She paints solitude not as an enemy to be avoided, a void to be filled, but as a loving companion, a powerful ally on your life's journey. Her ultimate goal is to guide us to fall head over heels with your own company. Which sounds amazing, right?
It really does. A bit radical, but amazing.
It is. This isn't just an abstract poetic idea. She provides incredibly practical, actionable steps to make this a reality. Her key ideas include, first, nurturing this profound affection through what she calls solitude snacks, or small daily wins.
Solitude snacks, I like that. Bite-sized pieces of alone time.
Exactly. These are little intentional acts of choosing solitude and actively finding joy within it. It's about building a positive, almost romantic relationship with your alone time, much like you would with a cherished friend or partner. For instance, Gavrani might suggest consciously savoring your morning coffee in silence without your phone. Just tasting the coffee, feeling the warmth.
Instead of scrolling news feeds.
Right. Or spending 5 minutes truly observing the natural world during a short walk, noticing the details of a leaf or the sound of birdsong, just being present with yourself. Secondly, and crucially, she emphasizes reframing alone time as deeply nourishing, shifting our perception from something to be avoided or endured to something we actively seek out for replenishment, creativity, and profound personal growth. It's about seeing it as a vital nutrient for your soul, like vitamins.
The idea of falling head over heels with your own company is incredibly inviting. It sounds like such a freeing, abundant way to live, no longer reliant on external circumstances for your sense of contentment or happiness.
It truly is. Renuka Gavrani shares profound insights from her own personal transformation, highlighting how actively embracing and cultivating solitude unlocked immense creativity and a deep, unshakable inner peace within her own life. It wasn't just theory for her, it was lived experience. She then provides compelling historical context for this idea, referencing solitary geniuses like artists and inventors from the Renaissance era who famously thrived in isolation.
Right, people needing that space to create.
Exactly. Think of someone like Emily Dickinson, the reclusive American poet from Amherst, Massachusetts. Her profound insights, a unique, almost revolutionary poetic voice, emerged from a life largely spent in deliberate solitude.
Hidden away in her room, writing?
Pretty much. Dedicating herself to her craft within the quiet confines of her home. Her powerful, introspective poetry continues to resonate precisely because of the rich, deep internal world she cultivated in isolation. Or consider Henry David Thoreau, another iconic American figure, who famously retreated to a cabin at Walden Pond.
Walden, yeah, classic.
His deliberate solitary living allowed him to observe nature deeply, reflect on societal norms, and produce Walden, a seminal work on self-reliance and living deliberately. These figures are powerful testaments to how solitude can be a fertile ground for profound intellectual and artistic creation. It wasn't emptiness, it was fullness.
That's a beautiful historical parallel. It clearly demonstrates how integral chosen alone time can be to deep creative work and developing a truly unique perspective away from the crowd.
And this wisdom continues to be incredibly relevant today. Gavrani contrasts these historical figures with modern examples, specifically remote creators in 2025 who are finding their breakthroughs during quiet hikes in nature or unplugged evenings spent in deep work.
People are definitely seeking that out more now.
They are. Consider someone like Billie Eilish, a contemporary U.S. musician who, along with her brother Phineas, crafts much of her Grammy-winning music in the intimate, often solitary setting of their home studio. This dedicated, often isolated creative process allows for a level of introspection, experimentation, and originality that is far harder to achieve amidst constant external stimulation and the demands of a public persona. You need that quiet to hear the music inside.
Makes perfect sense.
Or think of independent software developers or writers who deliberately structure their days to include significant blocks of uninterrupted, solitary work, recognizing that their most innovative ideas often emerge from these quiet, focused periods. These individuals embody how solitude can truly be a fertile ground for innovation, artistic expression, and profound problem solving. It's where the magic can happen.
It's transformative to think of alone time not as a deficit, something lacking, but as a powerful source of strength, creativity, and indeed joy. For me, this concept deeply resonates, as I've felt the tangible difference between forced isolation, which can feel draining and lonely, and chosen solitude, which feels incredibly replenishing and, well, full. Finding joy in one's own company isn't just about coping, it's about actively thriving. So I invite you, our listener, to identify just one small way you can nurture affection for your alone time today. Maybe it's taking a mindful, silent walk, consciously savoring a cup of tea without any distractions, or simply turning off notifications for an hour and reading a book. What small act of intentional solitude can you embrace? What's your solitude snack today? The journey to embracing solitude is truly a rewarding one, unlocking layers of ourselves we might not have known existed. If you're enjoying this deep dive, please remember to like, subscribe, and share for more thought-provoking content. Now, let's get practical with part two, putting these profound insights into daily practice. Welcome to part two. This is where Renuka Gavrani brilliantly turns theory into tangible action, offering us the hands-on adventure of truly integrating solitude into our daily lives. It's about taking those abstract concepts and actively sculpting your life from raw clay moment by moment. No more just thinking about it, right?
Exactly. Time to get our hands dirty, metaphorically speaking. Gavrani outlines simple routines designed specifically to make solitude a daily delight, not a daunting task. This isn't about grand gestures or retreating to a mountaintop for weeks.
Which most of us can't do anyway.
Right. It's about infusing consistent, quiet presence into your everyday life. She provides a spectrum of examples, ranging from mindful moments, like taking a few deliberate deep breaths before responding to an email or consciously savoring the first bite of your lunch, to exploratory habits, like dedicating an hour each week to exploring a new hobby alone, perhaps sketching, listening to a podcast while walking, or visiting a quiet art gallery by yourself.
Things you genuinely enjoy, but do them alone.
Precisely. Her key ideas center on building irresistible rituals, creating habits and routines that generally draw one towards alone time because they inherently feel nourishing, enjoyable, and deeply beneficial. You want to do them. The cumulative effect of this consistent practice, she powerfully argues, is the fostering of deep inner harmony, a profound sense of peace, balance, and centeredness that gradually permeates every aspect of your life, even amidst chaos. It builds over time.
So it's not about forcing ourselves into solitude out of obligation, like taking unpleasant medicine.
Definitely not.
But rather making it something we genuinely look forward to, almost like a cherished appointment with ourselves, a date even.
Precisely. Renuka Gavrani provides insightful analysis on the importance of starting small to avoid overwhelm, drawing directly from her own trial and error path of integrating solitude. She understands that a radical, sudden shift can be daunting and unsustainable, so she passionately advocates for incremental, manageable changes that build momentum over time. Baby steps.
Which is much more achievable for most people.
Absolutely. In today's context, with wellness trends like digital detoxes gaining significant traction, particularly post-2020 lockdowns, her methods are more relevant and sought after than ever. People are actively looking for this. For example, in the U.S., we've seen a massive rise in popular apps like Headspace and Calm.
They're everywhere.
They are, which promote daily mindfulness practices, guided meditations, and sleep stories, all encouraging deliberate moments of solitude and quiet reflection. Furthermore, digital detox camps and unplugged retreats in scenic locations like the Catskills of New York or the serene Colorado Rockies are experiencing booming popularity.
People actually paying to not have internet.
Exactly. Where people actively pay to intentionally disconnect from their devices and re-engage with themselves and nature. These practices aren't just trendy, they actively combat the loneliness epidemic reported in recent global health studies, demonstrating a widespread societal yearning for the very kind of intentional restorative solitude that Gavrani so eloquently advocates. They are proof that people are actively seeking out what she teaches. This isn't some niche idea anymore.
I really love the idea of building irresistible rituals because it shifts the perception from obligation to pleasure, from should to want to. For our listeners, here's a practical tip to begin immediately. Try starting with just 5 minutes. Perhaps it's 5 minutes of quiet journaling in the morning, focusing only on your thoughts and feelings. Or maybe it's 5 minutes of focused, silent breathing before bed, letting go of the day's distractions.
Something super manageable.
Right. What one small, enjoyable routine can you try today to infuse more intentional solitude into your day? What tiny ritual feels inviting? Every step we take in this deep dive build a stronger foundation for a more authentic and fulfilling life. If you're finding this information valuable, please remember to like, subscribe, and share for more empowering discussions. Let's now explore how loneliness itself can be an unexpected catalyst for profound growth. Okay, this chapter, Turn Loneliness into Growth Period, presents a truly dramatic and honestly counterintuitive pivot. It's about taking a stormy night of loneliness.
Those really hard times.
Yeah, and seeing it not as a desolate, painful experience to simply endure or escape, but as a fertile garden for profound personal bloom and transformation, using the darkness, basically.
It's a truly radical and ultimately liberating concept. Gavrani's core teaching here is about actively learning how to leverage negative emotions, specifically the discomfort and pain of loneliness, and strategically flip them into powerful fuel for self-improvement and genuine introspection.
So not just suffering through it, but actually using it.
Exactly. She outlines precise methods for doing this, primarily through structured reflection and goal setting. The key ideas here are profoundly insightful. First, she encourages viewing isolation phases not as burdens or punishments, but as temporary boosts.
Boost? That sounds odd for loneliness.
I know, but she means unique opportunities for deep introspection and personal development that are simply not possible amidst constant distraction and external demands, like a forced pause that allows for depth. Second, and equally vital, she emphasizes how enduring solitude, especially when approached intentionally, can powerfully foster resilience and insight, building an inner strength and clarity of purpose that robustly prepares you for whatever challenges or opportunities come next in your life. It's about forging strength in the quiet, in the difficulty.
So it's about seeing the struggle, the challenging period of loneliness, not just as something to be avoided or escaped at all costs.
Which is our usual instinct.
Right, but as an integral, even necessary part of the journey towards deeper self-understanding and personal evolution. It's about reframing discomfort as a teacher, maybe a harsh one, but a teacher nonetheless.
Exactly.
Huh?
Renuka Gavrani offers truly insightful analysis drawn directly from her own cage days, those periods of profound, challenging loneliness she experienced, and emphasizes the sheer transformative power of conscious mindset shifts. It's about deliberately choosing to interpret your circumstances in a way that actively serves your growth, rather than allowing them to define or limit you, taking control of the narrative.
That takes real effort, though.
Oh, absolutely. It's not easy. Contextually, she draws compelling historical parallels to figures like explorers who endured extreme solitude as an inherent part of their groundbreaking discoveries. Think of the incredible, arduous journey of Meriwether Lewis and William Clark in the early 19th century, charting uncharted American territory across the vast Louisiana Purchase.
A huge, lonely wilderness back then.
Immense. Their expedition involved intense periods of profound isolation, forcing unparalleled self-reliance, acute observation, and remarkable adaptability, ultimately leading to profound geographical and scientific discoveries that fundamentally shaped a nation. Their isolation wasn't a hindrance, it was a condition of their exploration. It sharpened them.
That's a powerful connection, truly seeing loneliness or isolation as a crucible for groundbreaking discovery and self-reliance. It's a completely different lens than just seeing it as suffering.
And it continues to resonate profoundly in modern contexts. Gavrani directly links this to 2025's rise in solo travel and self-help podcasts as direct antidotes to urban isolation and a means of fostering personal growth through deliberate solitude.
People hitting the road alone.
Yeah, we're witnessing a significant and growing trend of individuals consciously choosing solo travel experiences, like exploring national parks across the U.S., undertaking cross-country road trips in RVs, or embracing the van life movement.
Which you see all over Instagram.
Exactly. Often meticulously documented on platforms like Instagram and YouTube. These journeys are frequently undertaken precisely for self-discovery through intentional solitude. They're seeking that growth. Simultaneously, self-help podcasts, such as The Tim Ferriss Show, known for his deep dives into peak performance and lifestyle design.
A very popular one.
Huge. Or On Purpose with Jay Shetty, which focuses on mindfulness and personal well-being, have exploded in popularity. These offer listeners guided reflections and personal growth strategies that can be engaged with in their own quiet moments, providing accessible tools to navigate and convert periods of loneliness into productive self-work. They are proving grounds for Gavrani's principles in the modern world.
It's a counterintuitive but incredibly powerful idea, finding strength and even unexpected gifts in struggle in those moments of forced or chosen solitude. It flips the script on negative experiences. For you, our listener, I invite you to take a moment to reflect on a past period of loneliness or profound isolation you've experienced. How did you navigate it? What resources did you draw upon? And in hindsight, can you identify how that challenging time, perhaps unexpectedly, might have led to significant growth, valuable insights, or a strengthening of your inner resolve? What did the stormy night teach you? This deep dive is all about reshaping perspectives and empowering us to see every aspect of our lives through a lens of potential growth. If you're gaining new insights and feeling inspired, please remember to like, subscribe, and share for more transformative content. Now, for one of the most important relationships you'll ever cultivate. All right, this chapter introduces such an engaging, even delightful twist. Make a new best bud. And it's all about cultivating an unbreakable, deeply fulfilling friendship with, well, yourself.
Right, yeah.
It sounds almost whimsical, but the implications are profound.
Gavrani's approach here is truly refreshing, making self-companionship feel not like a chore or some kind of consolation prize.
Right, like if you can't find friends, befriend yourself.
Exactly, she avoids that trap. She makes it genuinely like an epic buddy story unfolding within your own life. The core idea, which is simple yet incredibly profound, is treating yourself with the same level of kindness, understanding, and unwavering support that you would offer to your dearest friend.
The golden rule, but applied inwardly.
Pretty much. This, she argues, is the absolute foundation of building this crucial inner bond. She goes beyond abstract concepts, suggesting practical, actionable ways to foster this connection. This includes planning fun dates alone, whether it's visiting a museum by yourself, taking yourself out for a delicious meal at a quiet cafe, dedicating uninterrupted time to a solo hobby you deeply love, or simply taking a long, reflective walk in nature, actively courting yourself in a way.
I love the idea of dating yourself.
It's great. The ultimate insight Gavrani provides is why this inner bond is not just important, but the most reliable one you'll ever forge. It fundamentally outlasts external ones. It's a relationship that is always available, always consistent, always there to support you, regardless of external circumstances, relationship status, or geographical location. It's an unshakable inner anchor. You always have you.
It sounds like such a foundational shift in how we approach our own well-being, truly becoming your own steadfast companion, your own primary source of emotional support and joy, less outsourcing of your happiness.
It absolutely is. Renuka Gavrani provides deeply insightful analysis on why this internal bond is so crucial for long-term well-being, drawing from her own experiences and how cultivating it provides an unwavering source of stability and contentment. In a powerful nod to modern psychology trends, she aligns seamlessly with the self-compassion movement, which has gained significant popularity and clinical validation in apps and therapy since the 2010s.
That's a big buzzword now, self-compassion.
It is, and for good reason. Pioneering psychologists like Dr. Kristen Neff, based in the U.S., have extensively researched and passionately championed self-compassion, developing accessible exercises and frameworks that explicitly encourage treating oneself with the same kindness, understanding, and non-judgmental empathy one would instinctively offer a dear friend or loved one. Be nice to yourself.
Easier said than done sometimes.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Widely used self-help apps like 10% Happier also prominently incorporate self-compassion modules into their meditation practices, making these tools accessible to millions. This isn't just a feel-good concept. It's a clinically supported approach to mental well-being. It actually works.
And it seems especially relevant today, given some of the concerning trends we're seeing in social connection and mental health, right?
It definitely does. Gavrani powerfully highlights how cultivating this inner bond directly counters the friendship declines noted in recent social studies. For instance, compelling research from organizations like the American Enterprise Institute and sobering data from the General Social Survey in the U.S. have indicated a notable, sustained decline in close friendships and a corresponding increase in reported loneliness across various demographics in recent years. People are feeling more disconnected.
That's worrying.
It is. This internal bond, this self-companionship, offers a profound and immediate antidote, providing a reliable source of emotional support, affirmation, and connection, even when external social ties might be strained, fewer, or simply less abundant. It's about building an unshakable inner foundation that doesn't depend on external validation, ensuring that you are never truly alone, even when physically by yourself. You have your own back.
The joy and deep, quiet stability that comes from truly being your own best friend, your own confidant, your own unwavering support system must be truly incredible. It's like carrying your own personal cheerleader and confidant everywhere you go, a source of comfort that's always accessible 24/7.
That's a great way to put it.
For you, our listener, I invite you to take up this challenge. Can you schedule a dedicated date with yourself this week? What would you do on this date? And how would you consciously treat yourself with the same kindness, attention, and genuine enjoyment you'd give to your favorite person in the world? Make it special. What would you enjoy doing just for you? This journey we're on is truly empowering us to build a life on our own terms, a life rooted in inner strength and authenticity. If you're finding this deep dive valuable, please remember to like, subscribe, and share for more empowering discussions. Let's now talk about building your dream life. Okay, this chapter, Building a Dream Life Plan, feels like Renuka Gavrani is personally handing us the blueprints for a blockbuster life. A life that's tailor-made for our deepest desires, not just settling, but really designing.
Yeah.
It profoundly emphasizes the incredible power of solitude as the ideal space for envisioning and designing our truly ideal future.
It's truly about becoming the intentional architect of your own destiny, rather than simply letting life happen to you or reacting to circumstances.
Taking the reins. Gavrani meticulously breaks down the intricate process of envisioning goals that align with your soul, moving far beyond generic aspirations or what society tells you should want.
Like the big house, the fancy car.
Exactly. Moving beyond that to truly authentic ones that resonate deeply with who you are at your core. She offers a clear, step-by-step approach to planning, making what can often feel overwhelming feel entirely manageable, inspiring, and even exciting. Her key ideas focus intently on achieving clarity and passion-driven planning, ensuring that your dreams are not just vague wishes, but specific, actionable, and soul-aligned aspirations. Crucially, she highlights the unique power of leveraging solitude for vision, explaining in detail how alone time facilitates deep, undisturbed reflection. When you're truly free from external distractions, from the opinions of others or the constant noise of the world, you can finally hear yourself think.
Precisely. You can finally hear your inner voice, connect with your deepest desires, and envision a future that is genuinely, unapologetically yours. That quiet space is essential for clarity.
It's fascinating how quiet, undisturbed time can lead to such expansive, yet also very specific vision. It's like creating an empty, sacred space within yourself for your deepest, most authentic desires to finally emerge without interference. Like letting the dust settle so you can see clearly.
It really is, and Gavrani's insights here are born from experience. She shares deeply insightful analysis from her own planning triumphs, stressing the non-negotiable importance of authenticity in this entire process. Your dream life, she insists, should be uniquely yours, not someone else's idea of what success or happiness looks like. Don't borrow someone else's dream.
That's key, resisting that comparison trap.
Totally. Contextually, she draws profound inspiration from visionaries like 19th century inventors who dreamed big alone. Consider someone like Nikola Tesla, the brilliant electrical engineer and inventor.
A fascinating figure.
Absolutely. He was famously known for his solitary, often isolated, periods of intense thought and conceptualization. He would often mentally design his complex inventions in minute, painstaking detail, visualizing every component and function before ever drawing them on paper.
Wow, building it all in his head first.
Exactly. This incredible process required profound, undisturbed solitude, demonstrating how deep, uninterrupted thought can literally bring revolutionary ideas into being. He was effectively building complex machines in his mind before they ever existed physically. That's a powerful testament to the power of solitary, focused thought.
That's an amazing historical connection. It just shows the immense power of deep internal work in generating something truly innovative and world-changing. It wasn't happening in noisy committee meetings.
Right. And this framework is remarkably updated for 2025's gig economy, where independent planners thrive amid AI disruptions. In an era where artificial intelligence continues to automate many routine tasks and reshape traditional employment, the uniquely human ability to envision, strategize, and truly innovate skills, often best honed in quiet, solitary reflection, becomes even more valuable and irreplaceable.
So our uniquely human skills become more important.
Exactly. For example, many successful solo entrepreneurs in the U.S. today, like popular Substack writers building independent media empires, or online course creators who design and market their entire educational offerings independently, often explicitly emphasize the critical role of strategic planning conducted in solitude. They utilize this quiet time to deeply understand their market, refine their unique value proposition, and meticulously map out their growth trajectories, distinguishing themselves in an increasingly crowded and AI-assisted digital landscape. It's about leveraging solitude to stay ahead, to find that unique angle.
The power of intentional dreaming and meticulous planning, especially when freed from external distractions and the noise of other people's expectations, is truly immense. It's about creating a blueprint for a life that truly speaks to your soul, rather than just reacting to circumstances or drifting along. For you, our listener, I encourage you to set aside some dedicated quiet time this week, even just 30 minutes, to truly brainstorm your soul-aligned goals. What does your ideal day, month, or year truly look like if it's genuinely designed by you, for you, without any external filters? Let your imagination run wild in that quiet space. What comes up when you're not trying to please anyone else? Envisioning is just the first, albeit crucial step. Action is where those dreams truly become reality. If you're enjoying this deep dive, please remember to like, subscribe, and share for more transformative insights. Now let's talk about putting those dream life plans into concrete, consistent motion. Okay, this chapter is where the rubber truly meets the road, where all that intentional envisioning translates into tangible progress. It's the action plan. Renuka Gavrani frames it not just as a list of tasks, but as the adrenaline of execution.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, urging us to charge forward like the undeniable hero in your own saga. Time to make it happen.
This is indeed where Gavrani maps out the practical day-to-day steps for turning those deeply personal dreams into concrete reality. She emphasizes with compelling clarity the indispensable importance of daily habits and accountability for ensuring consistent, unwavering progress. You got to show up. Her key ideas here are twofold, and they're incredibly liberating. First, she champions consistency over perfection.
It's a big one for many people.
Huge. It's not about waiting for ideal conditions to emerge or for flawless execution before you start. It's about embracing steady, incremental progress. Even the smallest steps, consistently taken, she argues, build powerful, unstoppable momentum over time. Just keep moving. Second, she zeroes in on making progress addictive by consciously recognizing and celebrating every small win along the way.
Noticing the little victories.
Exactly. You actively create a potent, positive feedback loop that intrinsically motivates continued action, making the journey itself profoundly rewarding and even joyful, rather than a burdensome slog toward some distant goal. Enjoy the process.
So it's about breaking down those grand visions into manageable micro steps and then celebrating each tiny victory to keep that momentum going. It's not just about the destination, but finding satisfaction, maybe even fun, in the daily progress.
Exactly. Renuka Gavrani provides deeply insightful analysis on overcoming procrastination, drawing richly from her own real-life wins and the struggles she faced in moving from idea to execution. She gets it. She profoundly understands that the biggest hurdle for many is often just starting, and she offers practical, compassionate strategies for breaking down overwhelming tasks into bite-sized actions, thereby building that crucial initial momentum. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time.
A classic for a reason.
Right. In today's fast-evolving world, this emphasis on consistent, actionable steps is more critical than ever, especially with the explosion in popularity of productivity apps. Think about widely used US apps like Notion, which offers flexible workspaces for notes, tasks, and project management. Trello, a visual collaboration tool for organizing projects, or Asana, designed for team project management.
Lots of tools out there to help organize.
Loads. These tools and many others are designed to help individuals maintain consistency, track progress, and foster a sense of accountability, turning daunting goals into achievable daily habits. They help structure the consistency.
It's all about finding those personalized tools and strategies that make it easier to show up consistently every single day for your dreams, whatever works for you.
And this approach to disciplined action has incredibly deep historical roots as well. Gavrani connects it to historical self-made success stories that profoundly relied on disciplined solitude. Consider Benjamin Franklin, one of America's iconic founding fathers, renowned not only for his intellectual brilliance, but also for his rigorous self-discipline and systematic approach to self-improvement.
His daily schedule is famous.
It is. He famously structured his days with meticulous precision, dedicating specific, often solitary times to work, study, and profound reflection, meticulously tracking his moral virtues and daily progress, as detailed in his autobiography. This methodical, often solitary approach allowed him to achieve extraordinary success as an inventor, writer, printer, scientist, and statesman. His disciplined work habits, cultivated in large part through intentional solitude, serve as a timeless example of how consistent, Focused action can lead to profound, lasting accomplishments. It shows the power of the quiet, deliberate grind. Consistency pays off.
There's immense satisfaction in consistent action, in seeing your plans materialize bit by bit, day by day. It's the tangible, undeniable proof of your dedication and your growing self-reliance. You see yourself making progress. For you, our listener, I invite you to take up this challenge. Identify just one small, consistent action you can take this week towards a dream you've envisioned, perhaps one that emerged during your dream life plan session. Just one manageable step. And then make a firm, non-negotiable commitment to execute it. What will that one action be? What's your first step? We're nearing the culmination of this transformative deep dive, and each chapter has built on the last, guiding us towards a profound sense of inner liberation. If you're finding immense value in this journey with Renuka Gavrani's wisdom, please remember to like, subscribe, and share for more empowering insights. Next, let's discover how to make solitude truly irresistible and deeply enjoyable. Okay, this chapter is so delightful and truly shifts our perspective. Make your alone time addictive. This is Gavrani's playful yet deeply insightful guide to making solitude not just tolerable or something you should do.
Like eating your vegetables.
Right, but genuinely crave-worthy, like a guilty pleasure, but without any of the guilt whatsoever, making it delicious.
It's absolutely about injecting pure, unadulterated joy into your alone time, transforming it into something you eagerly anticipate. Gavrani's methods here focus intently on infusing fun and variety into these solitary moments. This means actively engaging in hobbies that truly light you up, whether it's painting, playing a musical instrument, solving puzzles, or simply getting lost in a captivating book, whatever floats your boat. It also includes indulging in deep reflections that offer personal insights and breakthroughs, if that feels good to you. The core goal is to keep it fresh and exciting, so that solitude never ever feels like a chore, a burden, or something you have to do. It should feel like a treat.
That's key, isn't it? Preventing it from becoming stale or obligatory.
Absolutely. Her key ideas are crystal clear. First, the paramount fun factor. Solitude, she asserts, does not have to be austere, solemn, or solely reserved for serious work. It can and should be deeply enjoyable, a source of profound pleasure and rejuvenation. Lighten up. Second, she powerfully emphasizes how the sustained, deliberate enjoyment contributes significantly to long-term happiness. When you learn to genuinely savor and enjoy your own company, you unlock a continuous, independent wellspring of well-being that isn't dependent on external circumstances, social plans, or the presence of others. It's an internal, renewable resource for joy. You become your own source of fun.
That's such a wonderful reframe. So often we associate me time with necessity, with something we should do for self-care, but rarely with genuine, unbridled pleasure. This makes it sound like a true indulgence, a reward.
Indeed. Renuka Gavrani offers deeply insightful analysis on precisely why this approach, this infusion of joy, sustains long-term happiness, drawing directly from her own profound journey of cultivating joyful solitude. It worked for her. Contextually, she points to ancient monastic traditions of joyful isolation. Throughout history, monks, hermits, and spiritual practitioners across various traditions have found deep peace, profound insight, and even moments of spiritual ecstasy in periods of intense, chosen solitude and contemplation.
So it wasn't all suffering and deprivation for them.
Not necessarily, no. These traditions serve as powerful historical proof that aloneness, when approached with intention and an open heart, can be a path to profound internal satisfaction and lasting contentment. It's not about deprivation, it's about rich inner experience, which can be joyful.
It's truly incredible to think that a practice proven for centuries from ancient spiritual traditions is so powerfully relevant in our hyper-connected modern world. The need is still there.
And it is incredibly relevant in the modern wellness boom of 2025. We're currently seeing me-time retreats trending as much-needed escapes from the relentless demands of constant connectivity.
The wellness industry is huge right now.
Massive. For instance, popular U.S. wellness retreats like Miraval, Arizona or Canyon Ranch, renowned for their holistic approaches to well-being, often incorporate elements of solitude and quiet reflection into their programs. It's part of the package. Beyond these established centers, specialized digital detox glamping experiences and retreats are popping up across the country, from the Red Rocks of Sedona to the quiet forests of the Pacific Northwest.
Glamping to get away from your phone.
Yep. These places offer structured opportunities for individuals to unplug completely from their devices, engage in mindful activities, and rediscover the simple pleasures of being alone with themselves and nature. This boom highlights a growing societal hunger for precisely this kind of restorative, joyful solitude, the very addictive quality Gavrani champions. It's a testament to the fact that people are actively seeking out these experiences to combat burnout and find inner peace. They're voting with their wallets.
I can personally attest to the transformative power of making alone time truly pleasurable. Whether it's getting completely lost in a creative project, taking a long, quiet walk where your thoughts can truly wander, or simply savoring a perfectly brewed cup of coffee without any interruptions or digital distractions.
Those simple moments.
Exactly. These moments, when chosen and savored, become deeply cherished. They feel like little gifts you give yourself, little boosts throughout the day or week. For you, our listener, I invite you to brainstorm new activities or explore different ways to enjoy your me time that you haven't considered before. What brings you genuine guilt-free joy when you're by yourself? How can you make your solitude your favorite indulgence? What would feel like a real treat just for you? We're almost at the finish line of this incredible deep dive with Renuka Gavrani, and what a journey of transformation it has been. If you've been inspired by her profound wisdom, please remember to like, subscribe, and share for more enriching explorations. Finally, let's talk about the ultimate outcome of this journey: true independence. And now, for the empowering finale of our deep dive: become independent. This chapter is about claiming your throne as the ruler of your world, embracing the full, profound scope of self-reliance across all aspects of your life, stepping fully into your power.
This truly is the powerful culmination of Renuka Gavrani's transformative journey. She meticulously brings together all the threads we've explored, covering financial, emotional, and mental independence, brilliantly demonstrating how these seemingly separate domains intertwine to create a truly liberated and self-directed life. They're all connected. Her key ideas here underscore three crucial interconnected elements. First, she emphasizes the non-negotiable importance of boundary setting.
Which can be really hard for people.
It really can. But this isn't just about saying no occasionally. It's a fundamental practice crucial for protecting your personal space, safeguarding your precious energy, and preserving your time from external demands and intrusions that don't serve your highest good. Protecting your inner kingdom. Second, she discusses resource building, which encompasses developing both robust internal resources like resilience, self-awareness, and emotional regulation.
The inner toolkit.
Exactly. And securing external resources that provide financial stability, practical support, and ultimately underpin your chosen lifestyle. Both inner and outer resources matter. And finally, the ultimate deeply liberating outcome of this entire journey: the liberation of independence. This is the profound, unshakable sense of agency, autonomy, and freedom that comes from being truly, holistically self-reliant, the master of your own domain. You're driving your own bus.
So it's far beyond just earning your own money or living alone. It's a holistic, all-encompassing sense of deep freedom and self-possession, a state of being almost.
Exactly. Renuka Gavrani provides deeply insightful analysis on the profound liberation that independence brings, drawing powerfully from her own independent life and the autonomy she has meticulously cultivated. She walks the talk. She also offers a compelling historical link, highlighting trailblazers like early feminists who fought fiercely for autonomy.
Like the suffragettes.
Precisely. Figures like Susan B. Anthony and Elizabeth Cady Stanton in the U.S., for instance, championed not only fundamental political rights for women, such as the right to vote, but also the broader revolutionary concept of women's comprehensive self-reliance, their right to economic independence, to pursue higher education, to own property, and to exert full control over their own lives, which was radical and deeply liberating for their time. Their fight for suffrage was part of a larger fight for self-sovereignty, for independence.
It's a fight for agency that, while its forms have evolved, certainly continues in many ways today, for everyone.
And Gavrani firmly grounds this in modern contexts, like the rise of solo entrepreneurship in a post-AI job market. In 2025, as artificial intelligence continues to reshape traditional employment models and job security.
Which is happening fast.
Very fast. The ability to thrive as a solo entrepreneur, to conceive of your own work, to manage your finances, to market your skills, and to build an entire business independently is becoming an increasingly viable, empowering, and necessary path for many. We see countless individuals finding success in niche markets, leveraging digital tools and platforms to build independent careers that offer unparalleled autonomy and control over their time and income. This trend, particularly evident in the U.S. gig economy, powerfully showcases the contemporary relevance and increasing necessity of embracing comprehensive self-reliance in a rapidly changing world. It's about being adaptable and resilient in your own right, not depending solely on traditional structures.
That profound sense of agency and freedom achieved through embracing solitude and cultivating comprehensive self-reliance is truly a life changer. It's about being truly sovereign over your own life, rather than being dictated by external circumstances or expectations. It's about freedom, really. For you, our listener, I invite you to take on this final challenge. Identify just one area where you can cultivate greater independence in your life, perhaps one you hadn't considered before. What's one tangible step you can take today to build stronger boundaries, or to strategically strengthen your internal emotional resources, or perhaps your external practical resources, moving you one step closer to that profound, liberating independence? What's your next step towards ruling your own world? Hashtag tag tag outro. What an incredible journey we've taken together with Renuka Gavrani's The Art of Being Alone, Solitude Is My Home, Loneliness Was My Cage.
Wow.
It really covered a lot of ground. It did. We moved from the initial, often unconscious fear and romanticization of loneliness through the often painful process of recognizing and shedding the masks that hide our true selves to the thrilling rebirth of authenticity and self-acceptance. We've learned through Gavrani's guidance to truly love solitude, not as an empty, lonely void to be feared, but as a nurturing, empowering sanctuary, a vital space for profound growth and deep self-discovery.
Seeing it as a home, not a cage.
Exactly. We've explored incredibly practical steps for integrating joyful solitude into our daily lives, transforming challenging periods of loneliness into potent catalysts for personal growth, and most importantly, embarking on the epic buddy story of making ourselves our own unwavering best friend. And finally, we've seen how all these interconnected steps lead to a profound and truly liberating independence, where we become the confident, capable architects of our very own dream lives. It's a complete arc.
This deep dive has profoundly highlighted Gavrani's core message, the crucial life-altering distinction between loneliness, which is a painful, often unwanted state of isolation and solitude, which is a chosen, peaceful, and deeply engaging relationship with oneself. Cultivating a healthy, deliberate relationship with being alone isn't about isolating yourself from the world or withdrawing from human connection. Quite the opposite.
That's such an important point. It's not antisocial.
Not at all. It's about building an unshakable inner foundation, a robust sense of self that is so comfortable and fulfilled within its own company that your interactions with others become genuine choices, born from abundance and desire, not from desperate need or fear of being alone. This cultivated inner strength allows you to engage with the world more authentically, more resiliently, and with a far greater capacity for true, meaningful connection. It actually enhances connection.
Because you're coming from a place of fullness.
Exactly. It's about having a home within yourself that you can always return to, no matter where you are, no matter who you're with or not with.
So, as you step back into your busy world, perhaps after this deep dive, take a moment to consider this provocative thought. If solitude is truly your home, a place you can always return to for peace and strength, what kind of sanctuary will you intentionally build within it? And what hidden strengths, what untapped creativity, what profound insights are still waiting to be discovered within you, just by gently closing the door to the external noise and truly opening it to yourself? What's waiting in the quiet? We deeply encourage you to apply these transformative insights from Renuka Gavrani's extraordinary work. Perhaps explore her book further, or simply begin today by reflecting on your own unique relationship with solitude. What small intentional shifts can you begin to make today to transform your experience of being alone from a burden into a powerful gift? Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into Renuka Gavrani's The Art of Being Alone. Solitude is my home, loneliness was my cage. We hope it changes the way you look at being alone, forever. Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep diving deep.